the footballing legend who's presented Match of the Day for almost, was it 22 years?
I think it is, yeah. 99 days left, yeah.
Wow.
God, well done you. But now Gary Lineker is swapping punditry for prime time as he hosts ITV's new game show, Sitting on a Fortune.
2021, Manchester City broke the British transfer record by buying which player for £100 million? Was it for Harry Maguire, Jack Grealish, Marcus Rashford, Raheem Sterling? Know your football?
No. So Man City.
It's in the question.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, it's
I can give you that much help.
Gary, it's a football question.
It is.
It's the worst possible.
It's the only one I've known.
Yeah. Okay. Jack Grealish.
What made you think Jack Grealish?
I have no idea.
Oh, Jane.
Oh, no.
What were you thinking? Is it Jack Grealish?
No, it's not.
Yes, of course it is!
Lucky guess.
So,
Lucky.
right, this is a new idea. You've been offered these sort of shows, loads of times. Why did you take this one?
Because I like the idea. I thought it's quite simple, but it works. It's almost a guarantee that someone will win at the end of the show. So it ends up most weeks with a massive high, which is unusual in any game shows. And there was an element when it was devised by Glenn, who came up with the idea. I think he's also came up with Deal or No Deal, Pointless, 5 gold rings, other things. That
5 gold rings is a very good show.
It's a great show.
Very great show. 5 gold rings.
My favourite.
Yeah.
And he thought there was he got the idea by watching penalty shootouts, and he wanted to try and get that in a game show, and he, because of the football concept and also the fact that it's all about being in the right place at the right time, on the front chair where you get to answer the questions and possibly win huge amounts of money, he thought of me. And then I thought, actually, this is a good idea. I met him and thought, go for it. Something different, fresh challenge.
And so that's kind of the real jeopardy here, because you can sit in that front hotspot seat and you can answer 10 questions correctly and get the 11th one wrong, and back to the queue you go. The next person has come along, get one question right, and they could run away with all the money.
Well, not quite that many questions. So just in the first bit, we've got 6, and we need to get down to 3 for the final. The person who answers the 3rd question correctly goes through to the final, and the person in the back chair goes home. So there's instant jeopardy. If you get the first 2 right and the 3rd wrong, you are right. There you go to the back, and then the front person. But there's jeopardy right through it. But at the end, it's really good because you've got 7 questions. You start with £100,000. If they get it question right, it stays at £100,000, and it's all about who answers the last question. If you're in the chair at the right time, but if you get it wrong with a multiple choice question of 4, you are out, but the next person gets to go with the same question with only 3 answers left, and then it could be, in the end, it's a 50-50 with the person in the back chair if they get it wrong. So it's really exciting, and it's feel-good, and I actually loved doing it. It was really enjoyable.
Oh, good.
It's a cool set, too. Set looks
really
good.
Yeah.
We were just looking at it then. I was watching. I like the way the chairs come up. That's all very good. A little bit of competition, because Ian Wright started Moneyball on Saturday. His jackpot's 250,000, isn't it?
Yeah, but how often will they win it? How often will they win it?
That's
How often do people win substantial amounts of money on my show? The only thing I care about is being a better show than Wrighties.
I imagine you two have compared notes quite a lot on this, haven't you?
We've been discussing it for some time, and then they'll come out within a week of each other. It's quite fun.
But you're a fan of game shows anyway, aren't you?
I do. I watch a lot of game shows, including some of yours, Phillip.
Do you?
Yes. So I'm watching it, and particularly, obviously, now with this, and my kids all love... Not that they're kids anymore, but they still watch a lot of game shows. So it's a genre that I've always enjoyed.
Talking of a genre that you enjoy, football over the summer, we all enjoyed watching the Euros. I mean, England was just incredible. It's a shame it didn't quite end how we were all hoping it was. When you're part of something like that, do you feel that you're sort of witnessing a real piece of history, that you're right up there in a front row seat?
It's a real buzz, actually. I mean, there's nothing that generates the feeling of when England... or any home nation, but particularly, obviously, for us, with England, when they're going well in a competition, the whole nation goes bonkers. it delivers audience numbers like unheard of.
Yeah.
And it is special to be part of it.
I bet.
But it always ends in disappointment. But
Oh,
that
don't
will
say
change.
Not always, not always.
Not
It won't.
always.
One day. And but it's funny because
We're getting closer. We've
I
got a
think
great
so,
team.
yeah.
We said to you then at the beginning, you know, sort of first time, prime time, you know, but you get bigger figures for the football than anything else that anybody
mad.
does. It's just
they're
absolutely
huge.
massive.
They're in the
How do you
20s.
feel about it going to Qatar? Because that is a questionable human rights records, illegal homosexuality. Allegedly, 400 workers have died building the stadiums. How do you feel about that?
I was, at the time, I was obviously perturbed by it because I was kind of brought in late as a part of the English bid. It was obviously pretty corrupt at the time. It's been proven to be so over the time. I don't agree that it should be there, but that's where it is. So, you know, we'll have to report it. But am I a supporter of the fact that it's there? No.
And it must be difficult then when you watch these, you know, some of the team very young players, and you think, God, you don't want the sort of where it is to detract from them playing and take anything away from the team who worked so hard to get to that point.
I don't think it'll do that because it's a competition. It's in a certain place.
Yeah.
Pretty much every sport is played now in Saudi Arabia or you know, or the United Arab Emirates. So, I mean, I think they get on with it. Sportsmen will get on with it and play it where it's not their place to stand up and speak out. But perhaps some of them will. You know, we've seen the Australian guy playing in Australia has come out recently. Perhaps someone could come out that's playing in the World Cup. That would be, you know, that would be
to do that in Qatar.
Well, that's what I mean. But it would send a really good message, and perhaps try and make them change.
What a moment that would be.
That would be
so
incredible.
Josh, as you mentioned, he's become the only active player in top flight leagues in the men's professional game anywhere in the world to has come out.
It's unbelievable, really, that we even have to have this conversation. It's a shame, but at least he has, and I hope a lot of players will follow. There's obviously lots of them in the game. We know that it's inevitable, and there will be some in the Premier League. And I hope, perhaps the way it's been received so positively, that it will encourage a player to do so. Because I understand the fear of doing it. I mean, even for me, who's, you know, played in the game and been around, it's easy for me to say, but I honestly think if they do, it will be received in such a positive manner by pretty much everybody. You know, you talk about fans in the stadium, maybe they'll sing a song, but they sing songs about people anyway. But I think it will be knocked on the head pretty quickly by the overwhelming positivity. And I just hope someone's brave enough to do it, because then others will
And let's
follow.
hope we get to the point where no one has to do it.
Well, it's ridiculous that we have to have the conversation about this. But hopefully that will change. Well, it will change, but it's just a question of time.
Yeah. What you were cooking for dinner tonight?
Are we going over?
You're more than welcome.
just invited
You're more than-
ourselves.
Suddenly,
more than
I
welcome.
mean, this is
Yeah.
over.
Well, I might do the dish that I saw out.
Would you?
I'm
You
not a
should.
fan of dumplings, though, really.
No.
I agree with you on that one.
But you were. But this is now a new passion.
I love cooking, yeah. It's when I got single last time, I got sick of sitting in restaurants on my own and ordering takeaways, and I just thought, come on, get a
Do it.
grip.
Come and cook for
Learn
us
to
one
cook.
day.
You should come and cook.
Yeah, I will.
Come and do it. We'd love that.
Booked.